If you shall chance, Camillo, to visit Bohemia on the like occasion whereon my services are now on foot, you shall see, as I have said, great difference twixt our Bohemia and your Sicilia.
Sicilia cannot show himself overkind to Bohemia. They were trained together in their childhoods, and there rooted betwixt them then such an affection which cannot choose but branch. Now the heavens continue their loves.
I think there is not in the world either malice or matter to alter it. You have an unspeakable comfort of your young prince MAMILLIUS. It is a gentleman of the greatest promise that ever came into my note.
I very well agree with you in the hopes of him. It is a gallant child.
9 changes of the watery star hath been the shepherd's note since we have left our throne without a burthen. Time as long again would be fined up, my brother, with our thanks, and yet we should for perpetuity go hence in debt. And therefore, like a cipher, yet standing in rich place, I multiply with one we thank you, many thousands more that go before it.
But stay your thanks a while, and pay them when you part.
Sir, that is tomorrow. I am questioned by my fears of what may chance or breed upon our absence.
We are tougher, brother, than you can put us to it.
No longer stay.
1 7 night longer.
Press me not, beseech you. There is no tongue that moves, none in the world, so soon as yours could win me. So it should now, were there necessity in your request, although 'twere needful I denied it. My affairs do drag me ever homeward, which to hinder were in your love a whip to me. My stay to you a charge and trouble to save you both. Farewell, our brother.
Tongue-tied, our queen, speak you.
To tell he longs to see his son were strong. But let him say so then, and let him go. But let him swear so, and he shall not stay. We'll thwack him hence with distaffs. Yet of your royal presence I'll adventure the bar of a week. When at Bohemia you take my lord, I'll give him my commission to let him there a month. You'll stay?
No, madam.
Nay, but you will.
I may not, verily.
Verily, you put me off with limber vows, but I, though you would seek to unsphere the bars with oaths, should yet say, Sir, no going. Verily, you shall not go. A lady's verily's as potent as a lord's. Will you go yet? Force me to keep you as a prisoner, not as a guest. So you shall pay your fees when you depart and save your thanks. How say you? My prisoner or my guest? By your dread, verily, one of them you shall be.
Your guest, then, madam. To be your prisoner should import offending, which is for me less easy to commit than you to punish.
Not your jailer, then, but your kind hostess. Come, I'll question you of my lord's tricks, and yours when you were boys. You were pretty lordings then.
Oh, we were, fair queen, 2 lads that thought there was no more behind but such day tomorrow as today, and to be boy eternal.
Is he won yet?
He'll stay, my lord.
At my request he would not. Hermione, my dearest, thou hast never spokest to better purpose.
Ever?
Never but once.
What? Have I twice said well? When was before? But once before I spoke to the purpose. When? Nay, let me have it, I long.
Why, that was when 3 crabbed months had soured themselves to death, ere I could make thee open thy white hand and clap thyself my love. Then didst thou utter, I am yours forever.
'Tis grace indeed. Why, lo you now, I have spoke to the purpose twice. The one forever earned a royal husband, the other for some while a friend.
Too hot. Too hot. To mingle friendship far is mingling bloods. I have a tremor cordis in me. My heart dances, but not for joy. Not joy. This entertainment may a free face put on. It may, I grant. But to be paddling palms and pinching fingers as they are now, and making practice smiles, as in a looking glass, oh, that is entertainment my bosom likes not, nor my horns. MAMILLIUS, art thou my boy?
Aye, my good lord.
Effects, why, that's my boarcock. What, has smutched thy nose? They say it's a copy out of mine. Come, captain, we must be neat. Not neat, but cleanly capped in, and yet the steer, the heifer, and the calf are all called neat, still virginaling upon his palm. How now, you wanton calf? Art thou my calf?
Yes, if you will, my lord.
Look on me with your welkin eye. Sweet villain, thou dost make possible things not so held, communicates with dreams. How can this be with what's unreal?
What means Cecilia?
He seems unsettled.
How now, my lord?
What cheer? How is't with you, best brother?
You look as if you held a brow of much distraction. Are you moved, my lord?
No, in good earnest. How sometimes nature will betray its folly, its tenderness, to make itself a pastime to harder bosoms. Looking on the lines of my boy's face, methought I did recoil 23 years and saw myself unbreached. How like, methought, I then was to this colonel, this squash, this gentleman. Mine honest friend, will you take eggs for money?
No, my lord. I'll fight.
You will. Well, happy man be his dole. My brother, are you so fond on your young prince as we do seem to be on ours?
If at home, sir, he is all my exercise, my mirth, my matter. He makes a July's day short as December, and with his varying childness cures in me thoughts that would thick my blood.
So stands this squire officed with me. We too will walk, my lord, and leave you to your graver steps. Hermione, how thou lovest us, show in our brother's welcome.
We are yours in the garden. Shall attend you there.
To your own bents dispose you. You'll be found, be you beneath the sky. I'm angling now, though you perceive me not how I give line. Gone already. Inch thick, knee deep, o'er head and ears a forked one. Go play, boy, play. Thy mother plays, and I play too. But so disgraced a part, whose issue will hiss me to the grave. Go play, boy, play. There have been, or I am much deceived, cuckolds ere now, and many a man there is, even at this present, now while I speak this, holds his wife by the arm, that little thinks she has been sluiced in his absence, and his pond fished by his next neighbour, by Sir Smile, his neighbour. Physic for there's none. It is a bawdy planet. How now, boy?
I am like you, they say.
Why, that's some comfort. What, Camillo, there.
My good lord.
Go play, Mamillius, thou art an honest man. Camillo, this great lord will yet stay longer.
As you had much ado to make his anchor hold, when you cast out, it still came home.
Didst note it?
He would not stay at your petitions, made his business more material.
Didst perceive it? They're here with me already, whispering, rounding, Cecilia is as so forth. How came it, Camillo, that he did stay?
At the good queen's entreaty.
At the queen's, be it. Good should be pertinent, but so it is not. Was this taken by any understanding paint but thine?
I think most understand Bohemia stays here longer.
Huh?
Stays here longer.
Aye, but why?
To satisfy your highness in the entreaties of our most gracious mistress.
Satisfy. The entreaties of your mistress, satisfy her. Let that suffice. I have trusted thee, Camillo, with all the nearest things to my heart, as well my chamber counsels. We have been deceived in that which seems so.
Oh, be it forbid, my lord.
To bide upon, thou art not honest, or thou art a coward.
My gracious lord, I may be negligent, foolish, and fearful. In every one of these, no man is free. Be plainer with me. Let me know my trespass by its own visage. If I then deny it, 'tis none of mine.
Have not you seen, Camillo? My wife is slippery, deserves a name as rank as any flax wench that puts two before her troth plight. Say it and justify it.
You never spoke what did become you less than this, which to reiterate were sin as deep as that, though true.
Is whispering nothing, is leaning cheek to cheek, is meeting noses, skulking in corners, wishing clocks more swift, hours, minutes, noon, midnight. Is this nothing? Why then the covering sky's nothing. Bohemia, nothing. The world and all that's in it is nothing. My wife is nothing, nor nothing have these nothings if this be nothing.
Good my lord, be cured of this diseased opinion, and betimes, for 'tis most dangerous.
Were my wife's liver infected as her life, she would not live the running of one glass.
Who does infect her?
Why, he that wears her like a medal hanging about his neck, Bohemia, who, if I had servants true about me, they would do that which should undo more doing. I, and thou, his cupbearer, mightst bespice a cup to give mine enemy a lasting wink, which draught to me were cordial.
Sir, I cannot believe this crack to be in my dread mistress, so sovereignly, being honorable. I have loved thee.
Make that thy question and go rot. Dost think I am so muddy, so unsettled to appoint myself in this vexation, sully the purity and whiteness of my sheets, give scandal to the blood of the prince my son, who I do think is mine, and love as mine without ripe moving to it? Would I do this? Could man so blench?
I must believe you, sir. I do, and will fetch off Bohemia for it, provided that when he's removed, your highness will take again your queen as yours at first, even for your son's sake.
Thou dost advise me. I'll give no blemish to her honor, none.
My lord, go then, and with a countenance as clear as friendship wears at feasts, keep with Bohemia and with your queen. I am his cupbearer.
Do it, and thou hast one half of my heart. Do it not, thou splitst thine own.
I'll do it, my lord.
I will seem friendly as thou hast advised me.
Oh, miserable lady. But for me, what case stand I in? I must be the poisoner of good Polixenes. To do this deed, promotion follows. Oh, if I could find example of thousands that had struck anointed kings and flourished after, I'd not do it. I must forsake the court. To do it or no is certain to me a breakneck. Oh, happy star, reign now, here comes Bohemia.
This is strange, methinks. My favor here begins to warp. Not speak? Good day, Camillo.
Hail, most royal lord.
What is the news of the court?
None rare, my lord.
The king hath on him such a countenance as he had lost some province and a region loved as he loves himself. Even now I met him with a customary compliment when he, wafting his eyes to the contrary and falling a lip of much contempt, speeds from me and so leaves me to consider what is breeding that changeth thus his manners.
I dare not know his manners, my lord.
How? Dare not, do not. Do you know and dare not? Be intelligent to me, good Camillo. Your changed complexions are to me a mirror which shows me mine change too.
There is a sickness which puts some of us in distemper, but I cannot name the disease, and it is caught of you that yet are well.
How caught of me?
I am appointed to murder you.
By whom, Camillo?
By the king.
For what?
He swears that you have touched his queen forbiddenly.
Oh, how should this grow?
I know not. But I am sure 'tis safer to avoid what's grown than question how 'tis born. If therefore you dare trust my honesty, away tonight. And for myself, I'll put my fortunes to your service. Be not uncertain, for by the honor of my parents I have uttered truth.
I do believe thee. I saw his heart in his face. Come, Camillo, I will respect thee as a father if thou bearest my life off hence.
It is in mine authority to command the keys of all the posterns. Come, sir, away.
Come, sir, I am for you. Pray, sit by us and tells a tale.
Merry or sad shall it be?
As merry as you will.
A sad tale is best for winter. I have one of sprites and goblins.
Let's have that, good sir. Come on, sit down.
I will tell it softly. Young crickets shall not hear it.
Come on, give it then, and give it men in mine ear.
Was he met there, Camillo with him?
I eyed them even to their ship.
How blessed am I in this just censure, in my true opinion, and lack for lesser knowledge. How accursed in being so blessed. There may be, in the cup, a spider steeped, and one may drink, depart, and yet take no venom, for his knowledge is not infected. But if one present the abhorred ingredient to his eye, make known how he hath drunk, he cracks his gorge, his sides with violent hefts. I have drunk and seen the spider. Camillo was his help in this, his pander. There is a plot against my life, my crown. All's true that is mistrusted. That false villain whom I employed was pre-employed by him. Give me the boy. I am glad you did not nurse him, though he does bear some signs of me, yet you have too much blood in him.
What is this? Sport?
Bear the boy hence. He shall not come about her. Away with him, and let her sport herself with that she's big with. For 'tis Polixenes has made thee swell thus.
But I'd say he had not. And I'll be sworn you would believe my saying, howe'er you lean towards the maid word.
You, my lords, look on her. Mark her well. Be but about to say, she's a good lady. And the justice of your hearts will thereto add, 'tis pity she's not honest, honourable. When you have said she's goodly, come between ere you can say she's honest. But be it known, from him that has most cause to grieve it should be, she's an adulteress.
Should a villain say so, the most replenished villain in the world, he were as much more villain. You, my lord, do but mistake.
You have mistook, my lady, Polixenes for Leontes. I have said she's an adulteress. I have said with whom. More, she's a traitor, and Camillo is a federe to her. Aye, and privy to this their late escape.
No, but by my life, gentle, my lord.
Away with her to prison. He who shall speak for her is afar off guilty, but that she speaks.
There some ill planet reigns. I must be patient till the heavens look with an aspect more favorable. Good, my lords. I am not prone to weeping as our sex commonly are, the want of which vain do perchance shall dry your pities. But I have that honorable grief lodged here, which burns worse than tears drown. Beseech you all, my lords, with thoughts so qualified as your charity shall best instruct you, measure me, so the king's will be performed.
Shall I be heard?
Who is it that goes with me? Beseech your highness, my women may be with me, for you see my plight requires it. Adieu, my lord.
Go do our bidding hence.
Beseech your highness, call the queen again.
Be certain what you do, sir, lest your justice prove violence, in the which 3 great ones suffer, yourself, your queen, your son.
For her, my lord, I dare my life lay down and will do it, sir. Please you to accept it, that the queen is spotless in the eyes of heaven.
Hold your peace.
It is for you we speak, not for ourselves. You are abused, would I knew the villain.
We need no more of your advice. The matter, the loss, the gain, the ordering on't is all properly ours.
And I wish, my liege, you had only in your silent judgment tried it, without more overture.
Camillo's flight, added to their familiarity, doth push on this proceeding. Yet for greater confirmation, I have dispatched in post to sacred Delphos, to Apollo's temple, Cleomenes and Dion. Now from the oracle they will bring all whose spiritual counsel shall stop or spur me. Have I done well?
Well done, my lord.
Though I am satisfied and need no more than what I know, yet shall the oracle give rest to the minds of others. Come, follow us.
The keeper of the prison? Good lady, no court in Europe is too good for thee. What dost thou then in prison? Now, good sir, conduct me to the queen.
I may not, madam. To the contrary, I have expressed commandment.
Here's a do, to lock up honesty and honour from the access of gentle visitors.
So please you, madam, I shall bring Emilia forth.
I pray now, call her.
I must be present at your conference.
Well, be it so, prithee. Here's such ado to make no stain, a stain as passes colouring. Dear gentlewoman, how fares our gracious lady?
As well as one so great and so forlorn may hold together. On her frights and griefs she is something before her time delivered.
A boy?
A daughter, and a goodly babe, lusty and like to live. The queen receives much comfort in it. says my poor prisoner I am as innocent as you.
I dare be sworn these dangerous, unsafe loons of the king. Beshrew them. But if she dares trust me with her little babe, I'll show it to the king and undertake to be her advocate to the loudest. We do not know how he may soften at the sight of the child. The silence often of pure innocence persuades when speaking fails.
Most worthy madam, all to the queen. Please you, come something nearer.
Madam, if it please the queen to send the babe, I know not what I shall incur to pass it.
Do not you fear. Upon mine honour, I will stand betwixt you and danger.
Nor night, nor day, no rest. It is but weakness to bear the matter thus, mere weakness. If the cause were not in being, part of the cause, she the adulteress, for the harlot king is quite beyond mine arm, plot-proof, but she I can hook to me. Say that she were gone, given to the fire, a moiety of rest might come to me again. Who's there?
My lord.
How does the boy?
He took good rest tonight. 'Tis hoped his sickness is discharged.
To see his nobleness. Conceiving the dishonour of his mother, he straight declined, drooped, took it deeply, threw off his spirit, his appetite, his sleep, and downright languished. Present vengeance, take it on her. Camillo and Polixenes laugh at me, make their pastime at my sorrow. They should not laugh if I could reach them, nor shall she within my power.
You must not enter.
Fear you his tyrannous passion more, alas, than the queen's life? A gracious, innocent soul, more free than he is jealous.
That's enough.
Madam, he hath not slept tonight, commanded none should come at him.
Not so hot, good sir. I do come with words as medicinal as true, honest as either to purge him of that humour that presses him from sleep.
Antigonus, I charge thee that she should not come about me. I knew she would.
I told her so, my lord.
Well, he shall not rule me. Good, my liege, I come, and I beseech you, hear me, who profess myself your loyal servant, your physician, your most obedient counsellor. I come from your good queen.
Good queen.
Good queen, my lord, good queen. I say good queen, and would by combat make her good.
Force her hence!
Well, let him that makes but trifles of his eyes first hand me. The good queen, for she is good, hath brought you forth a daughter. Here 'tis, commends you to your blessing.
Traitors, will you not push her out? Take up the bastard. Take it up, I say, give it to thy crone.
Forever unvenerable be thy hands, if thou takest up the princess by that forced baseness which he has put upon't.
He dreads his wife.
So I would you did, then 'twere past all doubt you'd call your children yours.
A nest of traitors.
I am none, by this good light.
Nor I, nor any but one that's here, and that's himself. For he, the sacred honour of himself, his queens, his hopeful sons, his babes, betrays to slander, whose sting is sharper than them swords.
A callet of boundless tongue, who late hath beat her husband, and now baits me. This brat is none of mine. It is the issue of Polixenes. Hence with it, and together with the dam, commit them to the fire.
It is yours. So like you, 'tis the worse. Behold, my lords, although the print be little, the whole matter and copy of the father, eye, nose, lip, the pretty dimples of his chin and cheek, his smiles, the very mould.
Thou art worthy to be hanged, that will not stay her tongue.
Hang all the husbands that cannot do that feat. You'll leave yourself hardly one subject.
I'll have thee burnt.
I care not. It is an heretic that makes the fire, not she which burns it. I'll not call you tyrant, but this most cruel usage of your queen, not able to produce more accusation than your own weak hinged fancy, something savours of tyranny and will ignoble make you. Yea, Scandalous to the world.
On your allegiance, out of the chamber with her. Were I a tyrant, where were her life? She durst not call me so if she did know me one. Away with her.
I pray you, do not push me. I'll be gone. Look to your babe, my lord. 'Tis yours. Jove sent her a better guiding spirit. We are gone.
Thou traitor hast set on thy wife to this. My child. Away with it. Even thou that hast a heart so tender o'er it, take it hence and see it instantly consumed with fire. Even thou and none but thou, if thou refuse, the bastard brains with these my proper hands shall I dash out. Go, take it to the fire, for thou setst on thy wife.
I did not, sir. I have always truly served you, and beseech so to esteem of me, and on my knees I beg, as recompense of our dear services past and to come, that you do change this purpose.
Shall I live on to see this bastard kneel and call me father? Better to burn it now than curse it then. What will you adventure to save this brat's life?
Anything possible.
It shall be possible. Swear by this sword, thou wilt perform my bidding.
I will, my lord.
Mark and perform it, seest thou? For the fail of any point inch shall not only be death to thyself, but to thy lewd-tongued wife, whom for this time we pardon. We enjoin thee, as thou art liege man to us, that thou carry this female bastard hence, and that thou bear it to some remote and desert place quite out of our dominions, and that there thou leave it without some mercy to its own protection and favour of the climate. As by strange fortune it came to us, I do in justice charge thee that thou commend it strangely to some place where chance may nurse or end it.
I swear to do this, though a present death had been more merciful. Come on, poor babe. Poor thing condemned to loss.
No, I'll not rear another's issue.
Please, your highness, posts from those you sent to the oracle are come. An hour since, Cleomines and Dion hastened to the court. 23
days they have been absent. 'Tis good speed, foretells the great Apollo suddenly will have this truth of this appear. Prepare you, lords, summon a session, that we may arraign our most disloyal lady. For as she hath been publicly accused, so shall she have a just and open trial. While she lives, my heart will be a burden to me. Leave me.
The climate is delicate. The air is most sweet, fertile the isle, the temple much surpassing the common praise it bears.
I shall report for most it caught me the celestial habits methinks I should so term them, and the reverence of the grave wearers.
But of all, the burst and the ear-deafening voice of the oracle, kin to Jove's thunder, so surprised my sense that I was nothing.
If the event of the journey prove as successful as the queen, albeit so the time is worth the use on't.
These proclamations, so forcing faults upon Hermione, I little like.
The violent carriage of it will clear, or the end of the business. When the oracle shall the contents discover something rare, even then will rush to knowledge. Go, fresh horses and gracious be the issue.
This sessions, to our great grief we pronounce, even pushes against our heart. Let us be cleared of being tyrannous, since we so openly proceed in justice, which shall have due course. Read the indictment. Read the indictment.
Hello? Hermione, queen to the worthy Leontes, king of Sicilia, thou art here accused and arraigned of high treason in committing adultery with Polixenes, king of Bohemia, and conspiring with Camillo to take away the life of our sovereign lord the king, thy royal husband.
What I am to say must be that which contradicts my accusations. and the testimony on my part no other but what comes from myself. It shall scarce boot me to say not guilty. Mine integrity, being counted falsehood, shall, as I express it, be so received. But thus, if powers divine behold our human actions as they do, I doubt not then, but innocence shall make false accusation blush in tyranny, tremble at patience. You, my lord, best know, who least will seem to do so, my past life hath been as continent, as chaste, as true as I am now unhappy. For Polixenes, with who I am accused, I do confess I loved him as in honor he required, which not to have done, I think, had been in me both disobedience and ingratitude to you and toward your friends, whose love had spoke even since it could speak from an infant freely that it was yours. Now for conspiracy. I know not how it tastes, though it be dished for me to try now. All I know of it is that Camillo was an honest man.
You knew of his departure as you know what you have undertaken to do in his absence.
Sir, you speak a language I understand. Not my life stands on the level of your dreams, which I'll lay down.
Your actions are my dreams. You had a bastard by Polixenes, and I but dreamed it. As you were past all shame, look for no less than death.
Sir, spare your threats. The bug with which you would fright me with I seek. To me, can life be no commodity? The crown and comfort of my life, your favor I do give lost. For I do feel it gone, but know not how it went. My second joy, and first fruits of my body, from his presence I am barred like one infectious. My third comfort, starred most unluckily from my breast, the innocent milk in its most innocent mouth hailed out to murder, myself on every post proclaimed a strumpet. Now, my liege, tell me what blessings I have here alive, that I should fear to die. Therefore proceed. But yet, hear this. If I shall be condemned upon surmises, all proofs sleeping else, but your jealousies awake, I'll tell you 'tis rigor and not law. Your honors all, I do refer me to the oracle, Apollo be my judge.
This your request is altogether just. Therefore bring forth, and in Apollo's name, his oracle. You here shall swear upon this sword of justice that you, Cleomenes and Dion, have been both at Delphos, and from thence have brought the sealed up oracle by hand delivered of great Apollo's priest, and that since then you have not dared to break the holy seal and read the secrets in it.
All this we swear.
All this
Bring
we
up the
swear.
seals and read.
Hermione is chaste, Polixenes blameless, Camillo a true subject, Leontes a jealous tyrant, his innocent babe truly begotten, and the king shall live without an heir if that which is not lost be not found.
Now blessed be the great Apollo.
Praised.
Hast thou read truth?
Aye, my lord, even so, and as it is here set down.
There is no truth in the oracle. The section shall proceed. This is mere falsehood.
My lord, the king.
What is this business?
Oh, sir, I shall be hated to report it. The prince, your son, with mere conceit and fear of the queen's speed, is gone.
Gone? How gone?
Is dead.
Apollo's angry, and The heavens themselves do strike at my injustice. How now there?
Oh, this news is mortal to the queen. Look down and see what death is doing.
Take her hence. I have too much believed mine own suspicion. Beseech you, tenderly apply to her some remedies for life. Upon pardon, my great profaneness against thine oracle. I'll reconcile me to Polixenes, new woo my queen, recall the good Camillo, whom I proclaim a man of truth, of mercy.
I'll cut my lace, lest my heart, cracking it, break too.
Fit is this, good lady?
What studied torments, tyrant, hast for me? What wheels, cracks, racks, fires, what flaying, boiling in lead or oils? What old or newer torture must I receive, whose every word deserves to taste of thy most worst? Thy tyranny, together working with thy jealousies, fancies too weak for boys, too green and idle for girls of 9. Oh, think what they have done, and then run mad indeed, stark mad. For all thy bygone fooleries were but spices of it. That thou did betrayest Polixenes, 'twas nothing, but that did show thee of a fool, inconstant and damnable ingrateful. Nor was much that thou wouldst have poisoned good Camillo's honour, but to have him kill a king. But poor trespasses, more monstrous standing by, whereof I reckon the casting forth to crows thy baby daughter to be none or little, though a devil would have shed water out of fire ere done't. Nor is it directly laid to thee the death of the young prince, whose honourable thoughts high for one so tender, cleft the heart that could conceive a gross and foolish sire, blemished his gracious dam. This is not, no, laid to thy answer, but the last. O lords, when I have said, cry woe, the queen, the sweetest, dearest creature's dead, and vengeance for it not dropped down yet.
The higher powers forbid.
I say she's dead. I'll swear it. But if word nor oath prevail not, go and see. If you can bring tincture or lustre in her lip, her eye, heat outwardly or breath within, I'll serve you as I would do the gods. But oh, thou tyrant, do not repent these things, for they are heavier than all thy woes can stir. Therefore, betake thee to nothing but despair. 1,000 knees, 10,000 years together, naked, fasting upon a barren mountain, and still winter in storm perpetual could not move the gods to look that way thou wert.
Prithee, bring me to the dead bodies of the queen and my son. One grave shall be for both. Upon them shall the causes of their death appear, unto our perpetual shame. Once a day I'll visit the chapel where they lie, and tears shed there shall be my recreation. So long as nature will bear up this exercise, so long I daily vow to use it. Come and lead me unto these sorrows.
Thou art perfect then. Our ship hath touched upon the deserts of Bohemia.
Aye, my lord, and fear we have landed an ill time. The skies look grimly and threaten prison blusters. In my conscience, the heavens with that we have in hand are angry and frown upon us.
Their sacred wills be done. Go, get aboard, look to thy bark. I'll not be long before I call upon thee.
Make your best haste and go not too far inland. It's like to be loud weather. Besides, this place is famous for the creatures of prey that keep upon it.
Go thou away, I'll follow instantly. Oh, come, poor babe. I've heard but not believed the spirits of the dead may walk again. If such thing be, thy mother appeared to me last night. She did approach my cabin where I lay, and thrice bowed before me, and gasping to begin some speech, her eyes became two spouts. and the fury spent, anon did this break from her. Good Antigonus, since fate against thy better disposition hath made thy person for the thrower out of my poor babe, according to thine oath, places remote enough are in Bohemia. There weep, and leave it crying. And for the babe is counted lost forever, PERDITA, I prithee call it. For this ungentle business put on thee by my lord, thou ne'er shalt see thy wife Paulina more. Blossom, speed thee well. There lie, and there thy character, and there these jewels, which may, if fortune please, both breed thee pretty and still rest thine. The storm begins. Oh, poor wretch, that for thy mother's fault art thus exposed to loss and what may follow. So, farewell. The day frowns more and more. Thou would like to have a lullaby too rough. What? A savage clamor? Oh, well, may I get aboard? This is the chase. Ah, I am gone forever.
Oh, I would there were no age between 10 and 23, or that youth would just, I don't know, sleep out the rest. For there's nothing in between but getting wenches with child, wronging the ancientry, stealing, fighting. I mean, you know, harking out, would any but these boiled brains of 19 and 2 and 20 hunt this weather? Yeah, they've scared away 2 of my best sheep, which I fear the wolf will probably find ere I do. Oh, what's that? Oh, gee, good look, what have we here? Oh, mercy on us, it's a bairn, a very pretty bairn. A boy or a child, I wonder. Oh, yeah, it's a pretty one, yeah, a very pretty one. Yeah, this had been some stair work, yeah, or some trunk work, some behind the doors work. They were warmer that got this than the poor thing is here. I'll take it up for pity. Yet I'll tarry till my son come. He hallooed me, but even now. Oh, art thou so near? What ails thou, man?
I've seen 2 such sights by sea and by land. Not to say it is a sea, for it is now the sky betwixt a firmament and it you cannot thrust a bodkin's point.
Well, why, boy? How is it?
I would you did but see how it chafes, how it rages, how it takes up the shore. That's not the point. To see how the bear tore out his shoulder bones, how he cried to me for help and said his name was Antigonus, a nobleman, but to make an end of the ship, to see how the sea flap dragoned it. First, how the poor souls roared, and then the sea mocked them, and how the poor gentleman roared, and the bear mocked him, both roaring louder than sea or weather.
But name of mercy, when was this, boy?
Now! The men are not yet cold under water, nor the bear half dined on the gentleman. He's at it now.
Heavy matters. Heavy matters. But look thou here, boy. Now, bless thyself. Thou metst with things dying, I with things newborn. Here's a sight for thee. And look thee here, this box, this fardel. Go on, take up, boy. Open it. So let's see. You know, it was told me I shall be rich by the fairies. This is some changeling. Go on, open it. What's within, boy?
You're a mad old man. If the sins of your youth are forgiven you, you're well to live. Gold, all gold.
Oh, this is fairy gold, boy, and 'twill prove so. Hop with it, keep it close. Home, home, the next way. 'Tis a lucky day, boy, and we'll do good deeds on it.
Now take upon me, in the name of time, to use my wings. Impute it not a crime to me or my swift passage that I slide o'er 16 years and leave the growth untried of that wide gap, since it is in my power to o'erthrow a law and in one self-born hour to plant and o'erwhelm custom. Your patience this allowing, I turn my glass and give my scene such growing as you had slept between. Leontes, leaving the effects of his fond jealousy so grieving that he shuts up himself, imagine me, gentle spectators, that I now may be in fair Bohemia. And remember well, I mentioned a son of the king's, which Florizel I now name to you, and with speed so pace to speak of PERDITA, now grown in grace equal with wondering what of her ensues. I list not prophecy, but let time's news be known when 'tis brought forth. A shepherd's daughter, and what to her adheres, which follows after, is the argument of time. Of this allow, if ever you have spent time worse ere now, if never, yet that time himself doth say, he wishes earnestly you never may.
I pray thee, good Camillo, be no more importunate. 'Tis a sickness denying thee anything, a death to grant this.
Oh, it is 15 years since I saw my country. Though I have for the most part been erred abroad, I desire to lay my bones there.
As thou lovest me, Camillo, wipe not out the rest of thy services by leaving me now. The need I have of thee, thine own goodness hath made. Better not to have had thee than thus to want thee. Of that fatal country, Sicilia, prithee speak no more, whose very naming punishes me with the remembrance of that penitent, as thou callest him, and reconciled king, my brother, whose loss of his most precious queen and children are even now to be afresh lamented. Say to me, when sawest thou the Prince Florizel, my son?
Sir, it is 3 days since I saw the prince. What his happier affairs may be are to me unknown, but I have missingly noted he is of late much retired from court and is less frequent to his princely exercises than formerly he hath appeared.
I have eyes under my service which look upon his removedness, from whom I have this intelligence, that he is seldom from the house of a most homely shepherd, a man, they say, that from very nothing and beyond the imagination of his neighbors is grown into an unspeakable estate.
I have heard, sir, of such a man who hath a daughter of most rare note.
That likewise part of my intelligence, but I fear the angle that plucks our son thither. Thou shalt accompany us to the place, where we will, not appearing what we are, have some question with the shepherd. Prithee, be my present partner in this business, and lay aside the thoughts of Cecilia.
I willingly obey your command.
My best Camillo. We must disguise ourselves.
When daffodils begin to pick the hay, the ducks leap the dead, wine comes the sweet of the year, the red blood rains in the winter's pale. The lark the hay, the thrush and the jay have sung songs for me in my arms, for the light of me in the hay, tumbling in the hay. I have served Prince Florizel, and in my time wore freepa, but now I am out of service. But shall I mourn for that, my dear? The pale moon shines by night, and when I wander here and there, I then do most go right. If tinkers may have leave to live, and bear and so skin budget, then my account I well may give, and in the stocks of voucher. My traffic is sheep. When the kite builds, look to lesser linen. My father named me Autolycus, who, being as I am, littered under Mercury, was likewise a snapper up of unconsidered trifles. With dye and drab, I purchased this comparison, and my revenue is the silly cheap. Gallows and knock are too powerful on the highway. Beating and hangings are a terror to me. For the life to come, I sleep out the thought of it. A prize, a prize.
Let me see. Every 11 weather tods, every tod yields pound and odd shilling, 1,500 shorn. What comes to wool? 2.
If the spring old, the cock's mine.
I cannot do it without counters. Let me see. What am I to buy for our sheep-shearing feast? 3 pounds of sugar, 5 pounds of currants, rice. What will this sister of mine do with rice? But my father hath made her mistress of the feast. I must have saffron to color the warden pie's mace. Dates? No, that's out of my note. Nutmeg, 7, a race or 2 of ginger, but that I might beg. 4 pounds of prunes and as many raisins in the sun.
Oh, that ever I was born.
In the name of me.
Me, help me, pluck off these rags, then death. Death!
Poor soul, thou hast need of more rags to lay on thee, rather than have these off.
Oh, sir, the loathsomeness of them offends me more than the stripes I have received.
Yes, poor man.
I am robbed, sir, and beaten. My money and apparel ta'en from me, and these detestable things put upon me.
What? By a horseman or a footman?
A footman, sweet sir, a footman.
Oh, lend me thy hand, I'll help thee. Come on, lend me thy hand.
Oh, good sir, tenderly.
Oh, sorry, last part.
Oh, good sir, softly, good sir. I fear, sir. My shoulder blade is out.
How now can stand?
Softly, dear sir, good sir, softly. You have done me a charitable office.
Dost lack any money? I have a little money for thee.
No, sir. No, I beseech you, sir. I have a kinsman not past 3/4 of a mile hence, unto whom I was going. I shall there have money, or anything I want. Offer me no money, I pray you. That kills my heart.
What manner of fellow was he that robbed you?
I know this man well. He hath since been an ache bearer, then a process server, a bailiff. Then he compassed a motion of the prodigal son, and married a tinker's wife within a mile where my land and living lies. And having flown over many knavish professions, he settled only in rogue. Some call him Autolycus.
No! Out upon him! Pray! Through my life! Pray! If he haunts wakes, fairs, and bear baitings, not a more cowardly rogue in all Bohemia. If you'd but looked big and spit at him, he'd have run.
I must confess to you, sir, I am no fighter. I'm false of heart that way, and that he knew I warrant him.
How do you now?
Oh, sweet bear, much better than I was. I can stand and walk. I will even take my leave of you and pace softly towards my kinsman.
Oh, shall I bring thee on the way?
No, sir. Sweet sir.
Fare thee well. I must go buy spices for our shearing.
Prosper you, sweet sir. I'll be with you at your sheep-shearing too. If I make not this cheap bring out another, and the shearers prove sheep, let me be unrolled and my name put in the book of virtue.
These your unusual weeds to each part of you do give a life. This your sheep shearing is as a meeting of the petty gods, and you the queen on it.
My gracious lord, to chide at your extremes it not becomes me. Oh, pardon that I name them. Your high self, the gracious mark of the land, you have obscured with a swain's wearing, and me, poor lowly maid, most goddess-like pranked up. But that our feasts in every mess have folly, and the feeders digest it with a custom. I should blush to see you so attired, sworn, I think, to see myself a glass.
I bless the time when my good falcon made her flight across thy father's ground.
Now Jove afford you cause. To me the difference forges dread. Your greatness hath not been used to fear. Even now I tremble to think your father by some accident should pass this way as you did. Oh, the fates! How would he look to see his work so noble vilely bound up? What would he say? Or how should I, in these my borrowed flaunts, behold the sternness of his presence?
Thou dearest Perdita, with these forced thoughts I prithee, darken not the mirth of the feast. Or I'll be thine, my fair, and not my father's. For I cannot be mine own, nor anything to any, if I be not thine. To this I am most constant, though destiny say no. Be merry, gentle, strangle such thoughts as these with anything that you behold the while. Your guests are coming, lift up your countenance, as it were the day of celebration of that nuptial which we two have sworn shall come.
Oh, Lady Fortune, stand you auspicious.
See, your guests approach.
Hey!
Entertain them sprightly, and let's be red with mirth.
Hey, fie, daughter. When my old wife lived, upon this day she was both pantler, butler, cook, both dame and servant. She welcomed all, served all, would sing her song and dance her turn. You are retired, as if you were a feasted one and not the hostess of the meeting. But pray you, bid those unknown friends to us welcome, for it is a way to make us better friends more known. Come, quench your blushes and present yourself that which you are, mistress of the feast.
Sir, welcome. It is my father's will I should take on me the hostessship of the day. You're welcome, sir. Give me those flowers, Dorcas. Reverend sirs, here's for you. There's rosemary and rue. These keep seeming and savor all winter long. Grace and remembrance be to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, a fair one are you. Well you fit our ages with flowers of winter.
Sir, the year growing ancient, not yet on summer's death, nor on the birth of trembling winter, the fairest flowers of the season are our carnations and streaked gillivores, which some call nature's bastards. Of that kind our rustic gardens barren, and I care not to get slips of them.
Wherefore, gentle maiden, do you neglect them?
For I have heard it said there is an art which in their piedness shares with great creating nature.
Say there be, yet nature is made better by no mean, but nature that makes mean. So, over that art which you say adds to nature is an art that nature makes. You see, sweet maid, we marry a gentler scion to the wildest stock, and conceive a bark of baser kind by bud of nobler race. This is an art which does mend nature, change it rather, but the art itself is nature.
So it is.
Then make your garden rich in gillivores, and do not call them bastards.
I'll not put the dibble in earth to set one slip of them. No more than I were painted, I would wish this youth should say 'twere well, and only therefore desire to breed by me. Here's flowers for you.
I should leave grazing where I have your flock and only live by gazing.
Out, alas, you'd be so lean that blasts of January would blow you through and through. Now, my fairest friend, I would I had some flowers of the spring that might become your time of day. Oh, these I lack to make you garlands of, and my sweet friend to strew him o'er and o'er.
Oh, what, like a corpse?
No, like a bank for love to lie and play on, not like a corpse. Or if, not to be buried, but quick and in my arms.
What you do still betters what is done. When you speak, sweet, I'll have you do it forever. When you sing, I'll have you buy and sell so. So give alms, pray so. And for the ordering your affairs, to sing them too. When you do dance, I wish you a wave of the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that, move still so, and own no other function. Each you're doing so singular in each particular crowns what you're doing in the present deed, that all your acts are queens.
Oh, Doricles, your praises are too large. but that your youth and the true blood which peepeth fairly through it do plainly give you out an unstained shepherd. With wisdom I might fear my Doricles. You wooed me the false way.
I think you have as little skill to fear as I have purpose to put you to it. But come, our dance, I pray. Your hand, my Perdita, so turtles pair that never mean to part.
I'll swear for 'em.
This is the prettiest low-born lass that ever ran on the greensward. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something greater than herself, too noble for this place.
Oh, good sooth, she is the queen of curds and cream.
Pray, good shepherd, what fair swain is this which dances with your daughter?
They call him Doricles, and boast himself to have a worthy feeding, but I have it upon his own report, and I believe it. He looks like sooth. He says he loves my daughter. I think so too, for never gazed the moon upon the water as he'll stand and read as 'twere my daughter's eyes. And to be plain, I think there's not half a kiss to choose who loves another best.
She dances featly.
So she does anything, though I report it that should be silent. If young Doricles do light upon her, she shall bring him that which he not dreams of.
Lawn as white as driven snow, cypress black as air was crow, gloves as sweet as stomachs grows, masks for faces and for nose. Come buy of me, come buy, come buy, come buy of me, come buy, come buy, come buy of me, come buy, or else your lasses cry.
If I were not in love with Mopsa, that should take no money of me. But being enthralled as I am, it'll be also the bondage of certain ribbons and gloves.
I was promised them against the feast, but they come not too late now.
Oh, he promised you more than that, or there be liars.
He hath paid all he promised you. Come, you promised me a tarred dry lace and a pair of sweet gloves.
Have I not told thee how I was cousined by the way, and I lost all my money?
Indeed, sir. There are cousins abroad. Therefore, it behooves men to be wary.
Fear not thou, man. Thou shalt lose nothing here.
I hope so, sir, for I have about me many parcels of charge.
What has here? Oh, ballads.
Pray now buy some. I love a ballad.
This is a merry ballad, but a very pretty one.
Oh, let's have some merry ones.
Why, this is a passing merry one, and goes to the tune of two maids wooing a man. There's scarce a maid westward, but she sings it. It's in request, I can tell you.
We can both sing it. If thou part, there'll be a bear, and thou shalt hear 'tis in 3 parts.
Yeah, we had the tune on it a month ago.
I can bear my part. You must know 'tis my occupation. Have at it with you.
My father and the gentleman are in sad talk. We'll not trouble them. Come, bring away thy pack after me. Wenches, I'll buy for you both.
And you shall pay well for him.
Is it not too far gone? 'Tis time to part them. He is simple and tells much. How now, fair shepherd? Your heart is full of something that does take your mind from feasting. Sooth, when I was young and handed love as you do, I was wont to load my she with gnats. You've let him go, and nothing martyred with him.
Old sir, I know she prizes not such trifles as these are. The gifts she looks from me are packed and locked up in my heart, which I have given already, but not delivered. Oh, hear me breathe my life before this ancient sir, who it should seem hath sometime loved.
And this my neighbor too.
And he and men, the earth, the heavens, and all. That were I crowned the most imperial monarch, thereof most worthy, were I the fairest youth that ever made eye swerve, had force and knowledge more than was ever man's, I should not prize them without her love. For her employ them all, commend them and condemn them to her service or to their own perdition.
But my daughter, say you the like to him?
I cannot speak so well, nothing so well, nor no mean better, but by the pattern of mine own thoughts, I cut out the purity of his.
Take hands, a bargain, and friends unknown, you shall bear witness to it. I give my daughter to him, and will make her portion equal his.
Oh, that must be the virtue of your daughter. One being dead, I shall have more than you can dream of yet. Enough then for your wonder. But come on, contract us before these witnesses.
Soft, Swain. Have you a father?
I have, but what of him?
Knows he of this?
He neither does nor shall.
Methinks a father is at the nuptial of his son a guest that best becomes the table. Pray you once more, is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs? Is he not stupid with age and altering rooms?
No, good sir, he has his health and ampler strength indeed than most have of his age.
By my white beard, you offer him, if this be so, a wrong, something unfilial. Reason my son should choose himself a wife, but as good reason the father, all whose joy is nothing else but fair posterity, should hold some counsel in such a business.
I yield all of this, but for some other reasons, my grave sir, which does not fit you know, I not acquaint my father of this business.
Let him know it.
He shall not.
Prithee, let him.
No, he must not.
Let him, my son. He shall not need to grieve at knowing of thy choice.
Come, he must not. Now mark our contract.
Mark your divorce, young sir, whom son I dare not call. Thou art too base to be acknowledged. Thou a scepter's heir that thus affects a sheep hook. Thou old traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee I can but shorten thy life 1 week. And thou, fresh piece of excellent witchcraft, who aforst must know the royal fool thou copest with.
Oh, my heart.
I'll have thy beauty scratched with briars and made more homely than thy state for thee, fond boy. If I may ever know thou dost but sigh that thou no more shalt see this knack as ever I mean thou shalt, will bar thee from succession. Follow us to the court, and you, enchantment, if ever henceforth thou these rural latches to this entrance open, I will devise a death as cruel for thee as thou art tender to it.
Even here undone, I was not much afeard, for once or twice I was about to speak and tell him plainly the self-same sun that shines upon his court hides not his visage from our cottage, but looks on alike. Will't please you, sir, begone. I told you what would become of this.
Oh, sir, you have undone a man of 83 that thought to fill his grave in quiet, yea, to die upon the bed my father died, to lie close by his honest bones. But now some hangman must put on my shroud and lay me where no priest shovels in dust. Oh, cursed wretch, that knew this was a prince and was to venture to mingle faith with him. Oh, undone, undone. If I might die within this hour, I have lived to die when I desire.
Why look you so upon me? I am but sorry, not afeard, delayed, nothing altered.
Gracious my lord, you know your father's temper. At this time he will allow no speech.
I not purpose it, I think, Camillo.
Even he, my lord.
How often have I told you 'twould be thus?
From my succession, wipe me, father. I am heir to my affection.
Be advised.
I am. And by my fancy. If my reason will thereto be obedient, I have reason. If not, my senses better pleased with madness to bid it welcome. No, so call it. But it does fulfill my vow. I needs must think it honesty. Camillo, not for Bohemia, for all the sun sees, or the close earth wombs, or the profound sea hides in unknown fathoms, will I break my oath to this my fair beloved. Therefore, I pray you, as you have ever been my father's honored friend, when he shall miss me, as in faith I mean to not see him any more, cast your good counsels upon his passion. This you may know, and so deliver. I am put to sea with her, whom here I cannot hold on shore.
He's irremovable. Now were I happy, if his going I could frame to serve my turn, save him from danger, do him love and honor, purchase the sight again of dear Cecilia and that unhappy king my master, who I so much thirst to see.
Now, good Camillo, I am so fraught with curious business that I leave out ceremony.
Sir, I think you have heard of my poor services in the love that I have borne your father?
Very nobly have you deserved. It is my father's music to speak your deeds.
Well, my lord, if you may please to think I love the king, and through him what is nearest to him, which is your gracious self, embrace but my direction. I'll point you where you shall have such receiving as shall become your highness, where you may enjoy your mistress, marry her, and with my best endeavors in your absence, your discontenting father strive to qualify and bring him up to liking.
How, Camillo, may this, almost a miracle, be done? That I may call thee something more than man, and after that trust to thee.
Have you thought on a place where to you'll go?
Not any yet.
Then list to me. Make for Cecilia, and there present yourself and your fair princess for, I see she must be, for Leontes, the manner of your bearing towards him with what you, as from your father, shall deliver. Things known betwixt us three, I'll write you down, the which shall point you forth at every sitting what you must say, that he shall not perceive, but that you have your father's bosom there and speak his very heart.
I am bound to you. There's some sap in this.
A course more promising than a wild dedication of yourselves to unpathed waters, undreamed shores. Most certain prosperity's the very bond of love, whose fresh complexion and whose heart together affliction alters.
One of these is true. I think affliction may subdue the cheek, but not take in the mind.
But, oh, Camillo, are we not furnished like Bohemia's son, nor shall appear in Sicilia?
Ah, my lord, fear none of this. I think you know my fortunes do all lie there. It shall be so my care to have you royally appointed as if the scene you play were mine. For instance, sir, that you may know you shall not want one word.
What a fool honesty is. And trust is sworn brother, a very simple gentleman. I have sold all my trumpery. Not a counterfeit stone, not a ribbon, glass, commander, brooch, table book, ballad, knife, tape, glove, shoe tie, bracelet, horn ring, to keep my pack from fasting. They throng, who should buy first, as if my trinkets had been hallowed and brought a benediction to the buyer, by which means I saw whose purse was best in picture. And what I saw, to my good use I remembered. So that in this time of lethargy, I picked and cut most of their festival purses. And had not the old man come in with a hubbub against his daughter and the king's son and scared my toss from the chaff, I had not left a purse alive in the whole army.
Nay, but my letters, by this means being there, so soon as you arrive, shall clear that doubt.
And those you'll procure from King Leontes.
Shall satisfy your father.
Happy be you, all that you speak shows fair.
Who have we here?
If they have overheard me now, why hanging?
How now, good fellow? Oh, why shakest thou so? Fear not, man. Here's no harm intended to thee.
I am a poor fellow, sir.
Why, be so still. Here's nobody will steal from thee. Yet for the outside of thy poverty, we must make an exchange. Therefore, discase thee instantly. Thou must think there's a necessity in it. And change garments with this gentleman. Though the pennyworth on his side be the worst, yet hold thee there's some boot.
I am a poor fellow, sir. I know ye well enough.
Nay, prithee, dispatch. The gentleman is half flayed already.
Are you in earnest, sir? I smell a trick on it.
Dispatch, I prithee.
No.
Indeed, I have had earnest, but I cannot with conscience take it.
Unbuckle. That fortunate mistress, take your sweetheart's hat, dismantle you, and as you can, dislike in the truth of your own seeming that you may get undescried.
That I must bear. I see the place so lies that I must bear a part.
No remedy. Come, lady, come. Farewell, my friend.
Adieu, sir.
What I do next shall be to tell the king of this escape and whither they are bound, wherein my hope is I shall so prevail to force him after, in whose company I shall review Cecilia, for whose sight I have a woman's longing.
Thus we set on, Camillo, to the seaside.
The swifter speed, the better.
I understand the business. I hear it. To have an open ear, a quick eye, and a nimble hand is necessary for a cut purse. A good nose is requisite also, to smell out work for the other senses. I see this is the time that the unjust man doth thrive. The prince himself is about a piece of iniquity, stealing away from his father with his clog at his heels. If I thought it were a piece of honesty to acquaint the king withal, I would not do it. I hold it more knavery to conceal it, and therein am I constant to my profession. Aside, here's more matter for a hot brain.
See? See? What a man you are now. There's no other way but to tell the king she's a changeling and none of your flesh and blood.
Nay, but hear me.
Nay, but hear me.
I'll go to then.
She being none of your flesh and blood has not offended the king, and so your flesh and blood is not to be punished by him. Show these things you found about her, those secret things, all but what she has with her. This being done, let the law go whistle. I warrant you.
I will tell the king all, every word, yeah, and his son's pranks too, who I may say is no honest man neither to his father nor to me. I mean, to go about to make me the king's brother-in-law.
Ooh, indeed, brother-in-law. That's the part of this you could have been to him, and then your blood had been the dearer by. I know how much an ounce.
Well, letters to the king. There is that in this fardel will make him scratch his beard.
Pray heartily he be at palace.
Though I am not naturally honest, I am so sometimes, by chance. Let me pocket up my peddler's excrement. How now, rustics? Whither are you bound?
Well, to the palace, and it like your worship.
Your affairs there? What? With whom? The condition of that fardel? Place of your dwelling? Your names? Your ages? Of what having? Breeding? And anything that is befitting to be known? Discover.
We are but plain fellows, sir.
A lie? You are rough and hairy. Let me have no lying.
Are you a courtier, sir? And it like you, sir?
Whether it like me or no, I am a courtier. Seest thou not the air of the court in these enfoldings? Is not my gait in it the measure of the court? Receives not thy nose court odour from me? Reflect I not on thy baseness court contempt?
Is it my business, sir, is to the king?
What advocate hast thou to him?
Oh, I know not, and it like you.
It's the court word for pheasant. Say you have none.
Oh. None, sir. I have no pheasant, no cock, no hen.
How blessed are we that we are not simple men.
This cannot be but a great courtier.
I know his garments are rich, but he wears them not handsomely.
Fardel there. What are the fardel? Wherefore that box?
Oh, sir, there lies such secrets in this fardel and box, which none must know but the king, and which he shall know within this hour, if I may come to the speech of him.
Age, thou hast lost thy labour.
Why, sir?
The king is not in the palace. He's gone aboard a new ship to purge melancholy and air himself. For if thou beest capable of things serious, thou must know the king is full of grief.
So 'tis said, sir, about his son that should have married a shepherd's daughter.
If that shepherd be not hand in fast, let him fly. Curses he shall have, the tortures he shall feel will break the back of man, the heart of monster.
Think you so, sir?
Some say he shall be stoned, but that death is too soft to him, say I. Draw our throne into a sheep cote. All deaths are too few, sharpest too easy.
Has the old man e'er a son, sir? Did he hear and like you, sir?
He has a son, who shall be flayed alive, anointed with honey, set on the head of a wasp's nest, then stand till he be 3/4 in a dram dead, then recovered again with aquavita or some other hot infusion, then raw as he is, and in the hottest day prognostication proclaims, shall be set against a brick wall, where he is to behold him with flies blown to death. What talk we of these traitly rascals, whose miseries are to be smiled at, their offences being so capital? Tell me, you seem to be honest, plain men. What do you have to the king? Being something gently considered, I'll bring you where he is aboard, tender your persons to his presence, whisper him in your behalfs, And if it be in man besides the king to effect your suit, he is a man shall do it.
Close with him, give him gold, and though audacity be a stubborn bear, yet he is oft led by the nose with gold. Remember, stoned, flayed alive.
And please you, sir, to undertake the business for us. Here is that gold I have. I'll make it as much more and leave this young man in pawn till I bring it to you.
After I have done what I promised?
Aye, sir.
Well, give me the moiety. Are you a party in this business?
Sir, I'll give you as much as this old man does when the business is performed and remains, as he says, your pawn till he be brought to you.
I will trust you. Walk before toward the seaside. I will but look upon the hedge and follow you.
We are blessed in this man. As in I say, even blessed.
Let's before, as he bids us. He was provided to do us good.
If I had a mind, to be honest, I see fortune would not suffer me. He drops booties in my mouth. I am courted now with a double occasion. Old and a mean to do the prince my master good, which who knows now how that may turn back to my advantage. I will bring these two moles, these blind ones. Him will I present them. There may be matter in it.
Sir, you have done enough and have performed a saint-like sorrow. No fault could you make which you have not redeemed, and indeed paid down more penitence than done trespass. At the last, do as the heavens have done. Forget your evils, with them forgive yourself.
Whilst I remember her and her virtues, I cannot forget that heirless it hath made my kingdom, and destroyed the sweetest companion that e'er man bred his hopes out of.
True, too true, my lord. If one by one you wedded all the world to make a perfect woman, she you killed would be unparalleled.
I think so. Killed. She I killed. I did so, but thou strikest me sorely to say I did. It is as bitter upon my tongue as in my thought.
Good lady, you might have spoken 1,000 things that would have done more benefit to the time and graced your kindness better.
You are one of those who'd have him wed again.
If you would not so, you pity not the state, consider little what dangers by his highness fail of issue may drop upon his kingdom.
There is none worthy respecting her that's gone. Besides, the gods will have fulfilled their secret purposes. For has not the divine Apollo said that King Leontes should not have an heir till his lost child be found? 'Tis your counsel, my lord, should the heavens be contrary, oppose against their wills. Care not for issue. The crown will find an heir.
Good Paulina, who has the memory of Hermione, I know in honor. Oh, that ever I had squared me to thy counsel. Then, even now, I might have looked upon my queen's full eyes, have taken treasure from her lips.
And left them more rich for what they yielded.
Thou speakest truth. No more such wives. Therefore, no wife. I'll have no wife, Paulina.
Will you swear never to marry but by my free leave?
Never, Paulina. So be blessed, my spirit.
Then, good my lords, bear witness to his oath.
Tempt him overmuch.
Unless another as Hermione, as is her picture, affronts his eye.
Good madam, I have done.
Yet if my lord will marry, if you will, sir, no remedy, but you will, give me the office to choose you a queen.
My true Paulina, we shall not marry till thou bidst us.
That shall be when your first queen's again in breath. Never till then.
The one that gives himself out Prince Florizel, son of Polixenes, desires access to your high presence.
What with him? He comes not like his father's greatness. His approach, so out of circumstance and sudden, tells us 'tis not a visitation framed, but forced by need and accident. What train?
But few, and those but mean.
His princess, say you, with him?
Aye, the most peerless piece of earth, I think, that e'er the sun shone on.
Oh, Hermione, as every present time doth boast itself above a better gone, so must thy grave give way to what's seen now. Sir, thus your verse flowed with her beauty once, 'Tis shrewdly ebbed to say you have seen a better.
Pardon, madam, the one I have almost forgot your pardon. The other, when she has obtained your eye, will have your tongue too.
Go, Cleomenes, bring them to our embracement. Still, 'tis strange he thus should steal upon us.
Had our prince, jewel of children, seen this hour, he did paired well with this lord. There was not a full month between their births.
Prithee, no more, cease. Thou knowest, he dies to me again when talked of. Sure, your mother was most true to wedlock, prince, for she did print your royal father off conceiving you. Most dearly welcome, and your fair princess, goddess. Oh, alas, I lost a couple that twixt heaven and earth might thus have stood, begetting wonder, as you, gracious couple, do. And then I lost, all mine own folly, the society, amity too, of your brave father, whom, though bearing misery, I desire my life once more to look on him.
By his command have I here touched Cecilia, and from him give you all greetings that a king at friend can send his brother whom he loves. He bid me say so.
Bless gods, purge all infection from our air whilst you do climate here. You have a holy father, a graceful gentleman, against whose person, so sacred as it is, I have done sin, for which the heavens, taking angry note, have left me issueless.
Most noble sir, that which I shall report will bear no credit, were not the proof so nigh. Please you, great sir, Bohemia greets you from himself by me, desires you to attach his son, who has his dignity and duty both cast off, fled from his father, from his hopes, and with a shepherd's daughter.
Where's Bohemia? Speak.
Here in your city. Now came from him. See?
I speak amazedly, for in the chase of this fair couple meets in my own way the father of the seeming lady and her brother, having both their country quitted with this young prince.
Camillo has betrayed me, whose honor and whose honesty till now endured all weathers.
Lay us so to this charge. He's with the king, your father.
Who, Camillo?
Camillo, sir. I spake with him, who now has these poor men in question. Never saw I wretches so quake. They kneel, they kiss the earth, forswear themselves as often as they speak. Bohemia stops his ears and threatens them with diverse deaths in death.
Oh, my poor father, the heavens set spies upon us, will not have our contract celebrated.
You are married?
We are not, sir, nor are we like to be.
Is this the daughter of a king?
She is, when once she is my wife.
That once, I see by your good father's speech, will come on very slowly. I'm sorry your choice is not so rich in worth as beauty, that you might enjoy her well.
Dear, look up. Though fortune, visible and enemy, should chase us with my father, power, no jot hath she to change our loves. I beseech you, sir, remember since you owed no more to time than I do now, and with thought of such affection, step forth mine advocate. At your request, my father will grant precious things as trifles.
Your honor not overthrown by your desires, I am friend to them and you, upon which errand I now go toward him. Therefore follow me, and mark what way I make. Come, good my lord.
Beseech you, sir, were you present at this relation?
I was by at the opening of the parcel, heard the old shepherd deliver the manner how he found it, whereupon, after a little amazedness, we were all commanded out of the chamber. Only this, methought, I heard the shepherd say, he found the child. Here comes the gentleman that happily knows more. The news, Rogero.
The oracle is fulfilled. The king's daughter is found. Such a deal of wonder is broken out within this hour. How goes it now, sir? Has the king found his heir? Has the king found his heir?
Most true, sir, most true, no?
No.
Did you see? Well, did you see the two meeting of the kings?
No.
Then have you lost a sight cannot be spoken of our king being ready to leap out of himself for joy of his fond daughter, as if that joy were now become a loss, cries, "Oh, thy mother, then asks Bohemia forgiveness, then embraces his son-in-law. Now he thanks the old shepherd."
What, pray you, became of Antigonus that carried hence the child?
Well, he was torn to pieces with a bear. This avouches the shepherd's son. But oh, the noble combat that twixt joy and sorrow was fought in Paulina. She had one eye declined for the loss of her husband, another elevated that the oracle was fulfilled.
The dignity of this act was worth the audience of kings and princes, for by such was it acted.
One of the prettiest touches of all was when, at the relation of the queen's death, how attentiveness wounded his daughter. If all the world could have seen it, the woe had been universal.
Are they returned to the court?
No, the princess hearing of her mother's statue, which being kept the keeping of Paulina, thither are they gone, and there they intend to sup.
I thought she had some great matter there in hand, for she hath privately twice or thrice a day, ever since the death of Hermione, visited that removed house. Shall we thither, and with our company piece the rejoicing?
Let's along.
Now, had I not the dash of my former life in me, would preferment drop on my head. I thought the old man and his son aboard the prince. Told him I heard them talk of a fardel, and I know not what. But he at that time over fond of the shepherd's daughter, who began to be much seasick, and himself little better. Extremity of weather continuing, this mystery remained undiscovered. Here come those I have done good to against my will, and already appearing in the blossoms of their fortune.
You are well met, sir. You denied to fight with me this other day because I was no gentleman born. See you these clothes. Give me the lie, do, and try whether I'm not now a gentleman born.
I know you are now, sir, a gentleman born.
I and have been so any time these 4 hours.
So have I, boy.
So you have. But I was a gentleman born before my father, for the king's son took me by the hand and called me brother. Then the two kings called my father brother, and the prince my brother, and the princess, my sister, called my father father, and so we wept, and there was the first real gentleman-like tears that ever we shed.
We may live, son, to shed many more.
I humbly beseech you, sir, to pardon me all the faults I have committed to your worship, and to give me your report to the prince, my master.
Prithee, son, do, for we must be gentle, now we are gentlemen.
Thou wilt amend thy life.
Aye, and it like your good worship.
Give me thy hand. I will swear to the prince that thou art a tall fellow of thy hands, and that thou wilt not be drunk. But I know thou art no tall fellow of thy hands, and I know thou wilt be drunk. But I'll swear it.
I will prove so, sir, to my power.
Hark, the king and the princes, our kindred, are going to see the queen's picture. Come, follow us. We'll be the good masters.
O grave and good Paulina, the great comfort I have had of thee.
What, sovereign sir, I did not well, I meant well.
O Paulina, we honour you with trouble, but we came to see the statue of our queen.
As she lived peerless, so her dead likeness. Here it is. Prepare to see the life as lively mocked as ever still sleep mocked death. Behold, and say 'tis well. I like your silence. It shows the more off your wonder, but yet speak. First, you, my liege, comes it not something near?
Her natural posture. Chide me, dear stone, that I must say, indeed, thou art Hermione. But yet, Paulina, Hermione was not so much wrinkled, nothing so aged as this seems.
Oh, not by much.
Well, so much the more our carver's excellence, which lets go by some 16 years and makes her as she lived now.
As she might have done.
Mm.
I'm ashamed. Does not the stone rebuke me for being more stone than it?
And give me leave, and do not say 'tis superstition that I kneel and then implore her blessing. Lady, dear queen, that ended when I but began, give me that hand of yours to kiss.
Oh, patience. The statue is but newly fixed, the colour's not dry.
My lord, your sorrow was too sore laid on, which 16 winters cannot blow away, so many summers dry.
Dear my brother, let him that was the cause of this have power to take off so much grief from you as he will piece up in himself.
Indeed, my lord, if I had thought the sight of my poor image would have thus wrought you, for the stone is mine, I'd not have showed it.
Do not draw the curtain.
Will no longer show you gaze on't, lest your fancy may think anon it moves.
Let be, let be. Would you not deem it breathed, and that those veins did verily bear blood?
Masterly done. The very life seems warm upon her lip.
Fixture of her eye has motion in't, as we are mocked with art.
I'll draw the curtain. My lord's almost too far transported that he'll think anon it lives.
Sweet Paulina, make me think so 20 years together.
I am sorry, sir, I have thus far stirred you, but I could afflict you farther.
Do, Paulina, for this affliction has a taste as sweet as any cordial comfort.
Shall I draw the curtain?
No! Not these 20 years.
How long could I stand by a looker on?
Either forbear, quit presently the chapel, or resolve you for more amazement. If you can behold it, I'll make the statue move indeed, descend and take you by the hand.
What you can do, I am content to look on. What to speak, I am content to hear, for 'tis as easy to make her speak as move.
It is required you do awake your faith. Then all stand still. Music, awake her, strike. 'Tis time. Descend, be stone no more. Approach. Start not. Her action shall be as holy as you hear my spell is lawful. Do not shun her. When she was young, you wooed her. Now in age is she become the suitor?
She's warm. If this be magic, let it be an art as lawful as eating.
She embraces him.
Please you to interpose, fair madam. Kneel and pray your mother's blessing. Turn, good lady. Our PERDITA is found.
You God, look down, and from your sacred vials pour your graces upon my daughter's head. Tell me, mine own, where hast thou been preserved? Where lived and how found thy father's court? For thou shalt hear that I, knowing by Paulina that the oracle gave hope thou wast to be, have preserved myself to see the issue.
There's time enough for that. You precious winners all, your exaltation partake to everyone. I, an old turtle, will wing to some withered bough, and there, my mate, that's never to be found again, lament till I am lost.
Oh, peace, Paulina. Thou shouldst a husband take by my consent, as I by thine, a wife. I'll not seek far, for him I partly know his mind, to find thee an honourable husband. Come, Camillo, and take her by her hand, whose worth and honesty is richly noted, and here justified by us, a pair of kings. Let's from this place, lead us from hence, where we may leisurely each one demand an answer to his part performed in this wide gap of time, since first we were dissevered. Hastily lead away.
Well done, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for doing such an amazingly joyous show. Oh my God, I had so much fun. I hope you had half as much fun as I did. Yes. So real fast, we will start what we always do, which is to jump into 3 questions that we're going to first ask of our actors, and then we're also going to put out to you as the audience. And as we're going, what we'd love to do is to get 2 questions from you to give to the company of actors to throw out. We'll only take about 5 to 10 minutes of your time, and then we're going to pop on over to the Winter's Tale Company Pub, where we're going to meet with those folks who are supporting these actors on Patreon at the Well or the Top Shelf Patreoner level. If you'd like to join us for that, you can go to patreon.com/Shakespeare Happy Hours, and we'll be monitoring that as the night goes on, and we'll see you over there. But before that happens, one more time, huge round of applause for all of you. That was just awesome. We're going to start with the question. What did you learn about the play that you didn't know before? For actors first, you got 90 seconds as a company.
I didn't realize that this was yet another play where Shakespeare employs the dead girl who's not really dead as a statue trick happens.
That good old standby.
There's so many fun, lighthearted characters in this, and it's so known to be like a dark, kind of like crazy all over the place play, but there's so many great characters. Just people that just uplift the beat of it the entire time.
Yeah.
I guess the thing for me was I hadn't realized how sharp those corners are. That I sort of knew they were sharp, but the mood swings, or oh, I'm literally down this end of the pitch and then immediately down the other end of the pitch. And I hadn't quite seen that it was that stark before.
Anyone else for the actors before we get the audience to type in their comments? What did they learn about the play that they didn't know before?
I didn't know before that this play had been written specifically for Zoom.
I think you're right. Bill Shaky, he was so ahead of the time.
And some.
I think he Zoom bombed this this live stream. We don't have any thoughts on that one from the audience yet, but you still have it open. So if you have a thought on that, audience members, please do go ahead and throw that in. We'll go ahead and move on to the next question. What image, phrase, or word from the play popped out to you today? First to the actors, 90 seconds, and then to you watching on YouTube.
I think the idea of reunions, starting with The Tempest and being able to go backwards, they all have this, the endings are all these family reunions and people coming back together after an intense hardship for them. And, today when we're all separated from each other and we're all separated from friends and family, it's something that I'm grabbing onto at the ends when I'm listening to these, because I'm like, oh, someday it's going to be like that. Someday soon, hopefully it's going to be like that. And it'll be interesting to see in the coming months, given how our world view has sort of changed, to see if these later plays will be done more than they really are, because the fabric of, I think, what we're going through right now, the fabric of our world is changing. And I'm wondering if companies are going to be more like, oh, let's do Winter's Tale, let's do Tempest, let's do Pericles, because that's, I think, something that people are going to be longing to see and feel, is the idea of reunions.
Yeah, I'll hop on that. That's cool. But the phrase "she's warm," I heard for a new time today with the exact same impetus. But I was nervous before doing it, and then I was done, so I got to go to the bathroom, and I was just down right over there, and as soon as I heard "she's warm," I was like, "Oh shit! He can finally touch something again. He can finally," and that jumped out in the midst of all this Corona garbage. To be like, wow, he's feeling something. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
I agree with that
those
so
two
much.
words in particular.
all the moments of touch, like even from paddling palms, like early on, like all the moments, how important physical contact is and physical space, changing of clothes, all of that really, really, really popped out to me. I totally agree.
I think
we have 10 seconds left. Anybody else?
I think second chances is a really important thing. I don't know whether I could forgive him personally, but I think we do live in an age where there's a sort of once you've done something, you're strucken off. You know, we don't forgive, we don't forget, and I think
cancel culture.
Yeah, and I think it's maybe it's an interesting thing to explore, the idea of like, can people who've done awful things be forgiven? Is there possibility for redemption? I don't know what the answer to that is, but I think it's interesting to explore that subject.
Absolutely. If you want more answers on that from us, come to the company pub. From our folks on YouTube, we have a nice little quadrangle of replies. We have K2 Soul, who says, what jumped out to me, the point when the oracle isn't enough to convince Leontes, and he declares even that testimony false. I can't imagine why that would ring in the present moment, in the present world, in the United States of America. I'm a little bit perplexed by that resonance, but you know, to each their own. Deb Kinghorn says, yes, K2 Soul, it struck me as the actions of a tyrant to discount the highest law of the land. That word tyrant definitely popped out a lot. Again, I'm not sure why. K2 Soul then comes back, and he's so wrapped up in his misery that he can't see the way out, which definitely something I've felt in the past couple of weeks. Then Christine Rockwood jumps in. Upon my honor, I will stand betwixt you and danger. She always thinks about that with her students, especially during field trips. Paulina! I definitely agree with the Paulina shout out. And Deb Kinghorn also comes back with blinded by his jealousy. Super, super, super resonant. Last question. We'll start with the actors, 90 seconds. I'll be strict this time. And then to you on YouTube. Why does this play matter to you right now?
I think along those lines, that idea, like all we have right now is our word. I can't show up and prove anything to any of you. I can't demonstrate things as a teacher. If I can't explain it well in an email or talk you through it like this, I'm nothing. And to see that how desperate that can make us feel. That like all you can do is look at me and listen, and if that's not enough for you, then there's nowhere we can go.
You must awake your faith.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say faith. I feel like faith in how important it is to kind of trust in something that's unknown and kind of feel your way towards balance. There's something about that feels really pertinent.
Yeah, it's very much a play that revolves around hope and second chances, but you know, it can't exist without hope. And that's going back to what we were just saying in the first question. I mean, like being taken away from your family, being separated from your loved ones. I mean, this plays good timing.
It also feels like there's something about grief in there. There's a lot of loss, but there's a lot of people working through or dealing with grief while they're trying to either carry on or in this kind of stasis where they haven't processed. And so there's a beautiful resolution in the play of people moving on, but even Paulina says at the end that she's going to find a little bow and sit there and just like let go. And I think there's something about where we're at as a society. I think there's going to be a lot of grief for all of us, and we're kind of we're in a living grief, I think, as well, of our old lives and all sorts of things as well. So that kind of resonated to me today when we read it together.
The thing that really stuck out to me this time was I felt like the second part of the play is like a warning about the dangers of intractability, because we sort of gloss over it because we have this time jump and it all works out okay in the end because Hermione's not really dead. But you have to think about the fact that Leontes has been living with the grief of murdering his wife for almost 20 years. And even though they have this joyous reunion at the very end, something I thought about is like after the play, she's going to have to, like, she's coming back to this, I guess, hardened man who's been burdened by guilt and grief and like trying to figure out how to navigate this life alone and like navigate a life that he's alone by his own actions and his own choices. And so that's got to be an extraordinary journey for him the last 16 years. And I also think about what their life is going to be like after the play ends. There's no way they can just pick up where they left off either.
Right? What is their first private conversation like?
Yeah.
There's a weird thing that happens in this play structurally. Maybe this is Bartok, so I can hold it. But in the middle of the play, the playwright is like, allow me to move ahead 16 years. Like, we're basically, life is telling us right now, like, allow me to move ahead 3 months. And it's like, no, these 3 months are hard. And this play is like, how about 16 years? So I don't know. This is definitely, okay, I'm spiraling into Bartok. But I feel like
that's a great transition, Dan. You are spiraling into Bartok, and I can't wait to hear more of it in about 5 minutes. Before we go there, Deb Kinghorn on YouTube says, it's important to act on facts, not figments of your imagination, which K2 Soul +1s. On that, I just want to say thank you again so much to all of you. Thank you all. Aha. K2 Soul also says, also Hermione had to live in secret, not seeing anyone but Paulina for 16 years? There's those couple of lines that talk about her like sneaking away every day to take food and water to this far off place. And it's like, my God.
Unless you think she wasn't alive and she's actually brought back to life and magic is real. Bartok.
Yeah, Bartok. All right, on that, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your amazing, amazing play and joy and work. I had such a great time and forgot that I was not just in a room with all of you. So thank you for that incredible joy. If you want to join us in the company pub, hop on Patreon. I'll see y'all there. I'll see some of y'all there. And we'll see many of you back on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Pericles. Bye.
Ciao, y'all.